Welcome back to Entertainment Banter. My name is Joel.
And I'm Matt.
And we are here for another exciting, it's always exciting evenings, isn't it?
It's always exciting at Entertainment
always
Banter,
exciting.
yes.
I'm never going to say welcome to another somber evening with Entertainment Banter. With those fantastic jokes out of the way.
Yes.
Tonight's topic, again, Matt wants to be surprised because... Well, he likes surprises. He likes to find out
sure do.
What gender he is, what's the lottery
My
tickets.
wife's pregnant again.
Oh, God. Could you imagine?
No, not right now. I'm good.
But tonight's topic, I want to discuss. I was just thinking about it just earlier, and I thought it'd be a great topic to talk about. How we, not just us two, but we as a human race, watch our shows. How it's evolved. We went from where we would watch, listen to radio shows back in the day. Your family would sit around and dad would read the newspaper as the radio show would go on. To now, People are watching their television shows, waiting in line at the Quickie Mart. People are you went from sitting at home as a family event to now TV is everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
And it's available everywhere in your hands. I even remember back when I was my dad's TV remote for the longest time for the television. Yes. And now you can control the TV with your phone. Yeah. With talking to it. You don't have to touch anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's very interesting how people watch it and how you enjoy it. Like there's also some shows that I used to watch. Like I would let me name a few, like Game of Thrones or even Walking Dead. And Walking Dead is still being aired. I cannot watch The Walking Dead on my phone. I have to watch it on a TV, in a couch, in a nice setting, because it's one of my favorite shows, so I have to watch it like that. It ruins the experience for me if I watch it any other way. Mm-hmm. But other people don't care. They'll watch it like, I just need to see it. I'm going to watch it on my 4-inch iPhone screen just so I can get the content I want. So it's just very interesting. So, my first question, let's start this off with, Matt, how do you like to enjoy your TV shows?
TV shows without children.
Don't have kids.
No, seriously, I hide in my bathroom and I'll take a bath for about 20 minutes and I'll watch it on my iPhone. That's the only way. Are you serious? Yeah, dead serious. I can't watch shows interrupted any other way.
But you don't have an iPhone that's water resistant. You have an iPhone, 6?
No, I risk it every day, man. Every day. It's worth the risk. No, it depends on the show, like you said. It's interesting you brought up Walking Dead, because I feel like Walking Dead is one of those shows that's more cinematic, HBO-type shows.
Right.
If I'm watching the Smurfs, I can watch it on any device. You know what I mean? I can watch the Smurfs on any device. But
of course.
If I want to watch, I don't know, I've mentioned it so many times, Black Sails or anything else, a little bit more epic-y, I tend to watch it on the big TV, obviously.
Yeah, you want to have that experience. And also, what kind of, if you eat food during a show, I found out I had a bad habit of no matter what I did, I could watch many shows during the day, but whenever I started Walking Dead, I started making dinner of, meat or something. I'm like, this is, the wrong choice of food to be eating when you're watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Are we just talking television or movies as well? Because movies I have to watch on my big screen.
Movies, yeah.
I even have a projector. I have a projector, but it's not the greatest of projectors. But every once in a while, I'll throw a movie on the projector, and watch it off of that. But for me, movie watching, especially sound. Sound is the most important thing for me. Actually, I gotta have my surround sound.
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of times when I grew up, the sound was so bad. And I bought this awesome entertainment center for my room, and I just know my friends would come over. I had a 5.1 surround sound system. This is back in the early 2000s, right before 7.1s come out, and now it's I don't know, sound bars. I don't know what the fuck it is anymore.
It's 8 or something now. Yeah. 9 even in some places.
But not even that. You don't even my sound bar sounds just as good as my old sound system. So it throws the sound behind you still. It's not full surround, of course, but So I remember I used to enjoy those movies and TV shows, and I remember when Dragon Ball Z was still being aired on Cartoon Network, and I'd come home rushing because it'd be brand new episodes of dubbed, not brand new episodes, obviously. And I would turn up the volume to watch it. But other shows I would not care about, Family Guy could be airing in the background, and I can give a shit about. But that's another thing people do. People use entertainment, TV shows, as just background noise.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's funny because, I was a army brat, so we moved a lot and we had to travel a lot. And so I would have given anything to have what we have today when I was a kid.
Jesus,
being
could you?
able
Oh my God.
to watch anything anywhere portably, it just would have blown my mind. Even video games, like
Yeah,
systems that are portable now. But
more than just Game Boy.
right, and it's particularly in Germany. I remember because I lived there for over a year, and we had one military station, the Armed Forces Network at the time. It sucked. You had one station, that's it, and whatever they decide to air, that's what you watched. And if you didn't like that show, then tough shit. So I just remember thinking like, and of course my parents, they would drag their feet. We had a beta player, so we were at the mercy of. And we lived on the East Coast a lot.
Explain to some viewers what beta is. Nick,
no.
Listen up.
No, forget that. I'm just gonna say, like, I had a beta player, and because beta tended to be a West Coast thing, whereas VCR was more of a East Coast thing.
Really?
I don't know if people really knew that.
I didn't know that.
So when we were living on the West Coast, my parents obviously got a beta.
Yeah,
then we moved on east, and then it's like we couldn't find any tapes for anything. Like if a movie came out, it was all VHS. So we literally went with like the 6 fucking beta tapes that we had for like I don't know how many years. Like it was painful. I had to tape stuff off a TV, and I remember watching Temple of Doom, and we had a tornado warning effect happen, and like the alert came on and interrupted.
Oh
like,
no!
They were in the mine cars. And I'm like, what the hell happened? Next thing I know, they're outside and water's pouring out of a wall, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And it was all because like,
oh my God,
that's how I got my movies. So now I'm psycho. Now I buy everything, I collect everything, and
But I remember that too, like recording things off. That was a thing you did. Like, oh, my favorite TV show's on. I'm recording it. Oh no, Mom, recorded over my TV show. Or Joel, you recorded over the wedding. What?
Yeah.
That was your wedding tape? Like
you
remember those days?
You won't miss
now. And then we got DVR. I never used DVR. I was still using. I don't know what I was doing back then, to be honest. I went from VHS to not recording my TV shows to now,
well,
pirating it.
I just remember when DVDs started releasing TV shows. Like I went crazy. I started buying everything and anything I could find that was TV show related.
Did you not buy them on VHS?
They didn't really have many on VHS. Occasionally, like like we always talk about Dragon Ball Z, but realistically speaking, those tapes were like 3 episodes max, and they were like $20. And like no. So when but like I was a fan of like shows like Robotech when I was a kid, and like when I saw Robotech come out on DVD, I was like, I gotta get Robotech. And
do you remember Blockbuster?
Blockbuster, yeah. But I'm serious though. Like I remember I was a huge Transformers fan, still am obviously, but like I remember there was like this lull. Like it went off the air. They never showed any more episodes on TV. Mm-hmm. And then like for the longest time, I actually went to Blockbuster, surprisingly enough, to find old VHS versions of the show. That was the only way I could watch them. And I was in college, and I was surfing the internet. Like this is back when YouTube was like not even in existence yet. And I was just trying to find downloads like on torrents and stuff of people that had a couple episodes here and there.
Oh wow.
But
you were desperate.
Yeah, I was desperate. But then, I graduated from college, and DVDs are like coming out like crazy, and boom, I bought the box sets of all of them. It's like, and now you can stream them on Tubit for free and everything else.
But I also find it interesting that DVDs are still being produced too. Isn't that crazy? Like even though Blu-ray came out, they thought DVDs were going to be outsourced.
Yeah,
but now it's like cheaper.
I'm grateful that they're still making DVDs for multiple reasons. One, they are cheaper, but two, like I always buy the 2 packs of the Blu-ray DVD because you never know. Like, what if one of them gets scratched beyond recognition? You still have a backup, or you give one to the kids and one for you guys, that kind of thing. So that works.
Did you ever buy HD DVDs, Microsoft's version?
Not yet. No.
Why not? They made them. Well, they made them during the 360 when Blu-ray came out, of course, and 360 had a.
Are you talking about the DivX or the HD?
No, HD DVD.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Their format. It was like beta versus VHS. This is the whole thing again.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
And then whatever porn decides to get, that's where it goes.
That's how it is.
I actually remember at a hotel room in Vegas, my friends were all in there. I was passed out on the bed, and we go out there for bowling tournaments. Yeah, I said that. I was on a bowling league. And I just remember my friends coming home. They're like, Joel, we came back from the porn store across the street. I'm like, oh, man, I wanted to go. Like, hey, we're going to gather around my friends. It was a 4-inch portable Blu-ray disc player. He had.
You're talking 4 inches in porn. I'm just thinking of something else.
And he's like, they're all gathered around. And I just remember in my stumble going, which format did you buy it in? He's like, Blu-ray. And I literally just said, well, Blu-ray won. And then I went back to sleep. I remember this. This was like 2005 or
You
6.
slept while they watched porn? You're a brave man.
Yeah, I don't watch
know
porn
what
with my friends.
No. But they were in the room with you?
Oh,
or what?
no, I kind of fell asleep and then I left.
Yeah. I would have I would have gotten out of there.
No, I think it's gross when grown men watch porn together. I don't think it's appropriate.
You can't do that at all.
Unless they're both gay men and they're willing to do things to each other, but that's a different story.
Yeah, but the accessibility today is unheard of.
Yeah, kids don't know what car games are anymore.
And we talked about this before too, but I personally miss the nostalgia of looking forward to watching your shows and not binge watching. And I actually enjoy, I'll find myself occasionally looking up YouTube old commercials that I watched as a kid.
I've actually watched some commercials too.
You know what I mean? Like Christmas commercials or something that came out.
Like that Verizon commercial I sent you.
Yes,
burnt myself. Looks cold out there. I love it. That's out of context. There's a Verizon commercial where this guy tells the kids they have to sweep the driveway and they'll give them free unlimited talk, or they can talk as much as they want on their phones. And this is back when nights and weekend minutes were a thing, but Verizon just started rolling out their unlimited plans kind of thing.
Right.
And then the wife comes up. They're both holding like cups of coffee or cups of hot chocolate, and she goes, we can do that now. It's automatically on our plan. We all get unlimited talk. He goes, yeah, I know that. They don't. So and then she goes, looks cold out there. And he goes, yeah, I ain't going out there. And then he sips his coffee and goes, ooh, burnt myself.
Yeah, he's just being a dick dad.
That's what I would do.
What do you think about this? Because there's a lot of, people may or may not know, I don't know, but there's a lot of apps out there now, a lot of free apps. And granted, it's really annoying sometimes, but Tubit is one of the best free apps I've seen. And I'm pretty sure they're just hacking away at all of your, IP address and information up the wazoo. But
2-bit?
Yeah, basically it's got everything on there. And, granted, the only thing annoying about it is it's got commercials, but that's no different than regular watching television. What do you think about all of these free apps up the wazoo where, people cable is, I don't know who's keeping cable alive at this point. Is it sports? Because in all honesty,
it's only sports at this point. It's got to be.
Unless reality TV, unless we're phased out. This might be a question for our 3 viewers, but TV,
we'll get the comments tomorrow. We'll get answers tomorrow.
Yeah. It's all reality TV based, and that's one thing that I never see on these free apps is reality TV. So it's reality TV and sports. Is that's what keeps cable alive?
But also, cable's not
find on free.
A lot of cable channels, a lot of cable companies that have cable networks do not just solely have a cable network. They also own how you get your internet, how you get this. I don't know how constantly Spectrum sends me, add TV to your plan now. I'm like, I'm not adding. I don't need TV.
Yeah, no.
There was actually a moment though when I first moved out of my house about, I think 10 years ago or so. I moved out with my couple friends into Sherman Oaks. I did air quotes because it was actually Van Nuys, but we lived there. And when we got there, we were trying to we went to Fry's, and we just moved in, and I had Netflix and I had Hulu, and I had that right away, and we've hooked it up in the house, right? It's easy. It streams to the TV. And we and I BitTorrent a lot. I didn't say that out loud. Who said that?
Back in the day. So then this is probably get used against me. Oh shit. It's too late now.
It's too late now. We're not editing this.
You've already criminalized yourself twice in the last 2 podcasts.
So we went to Fry's, and right away we walk in there, and the guy's like, "You want to get disc network and all that, blah 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 blah." And I looked. My friend looks at him and goes, "No, we got Netflix and Hulu." And he goes, "You're doing it right." And so he stopped harassing us. So it's like, wow, you even know that's already back then. 10 years ago, you already know that shit's going downhill.
Of course, a long time ago. Well, that's the thing is people that jumped on that bandwagon 10 years ago, they were ahead of the time. We knew 10 years ago. Let me get this straight. I pay $8 and I get access to all this. No.
Well, you used to be able to pay. I paid the little extra, and you get the DVDs sent to you, brand new movies, and I used to do 2 DVDs a month with Netflix, and that was fun too.
Yeah,
that's how I watched. That's how I watched The Room.
The Room. That sounds terrible. What a waste of time.
It was awful. It's so bad. It's so bad. They made a real movie making fun of it. They made
Captain
a mock.
Marvel.
They made a real movie making fun of it, and the guy doesn't understand why it's so bad. Matt, you should check out The Room.
There's no way I'm checking that out right now.
Peep
There's
peep
no
peep
way.
peep 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 peep.
I have
It's such a
20 minutes
bad
a day.
movie.
I
Oh
have
my
20
god!
minutes
Yeah.
a day to watch stuff.
Do
I'm
not.
not wasting my life
You
on
should
The Room.
watch Dragon Ball Evolution. That's what you should watch, and then gouge out your eyes and sniff glue.
I heard that's what they were using to terrorize the terrorists. When they
should,
Guantanamo
yeah.
Bay, they made them watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
Well, after they did that, a lot of their torture techniques weren't working because they didn't care if they were shoving pine cones up their ass. They're like, "You made me watch Dragon Ball. Anything's better than that."
Right, of course.
So I got a question. For you having kids and since everything's so readily available to you, as us growing up, we were forced to do car rides and actually listen to our parents and all this shit in the car or in line somewhere. But when nowadays people literally just have TVs in their cars now, and they hand their kids an iPad and say, "Shut the fuck up. Here's an iPad."
Yeah,
And watch it. So how do you feel about that? I personally, when we're at Disneyland and I see kids on their fucking iPads, I'm like,
oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, fuck no. Hell no.
No, I mean, it's tough because, my parents it's complicated. I'm going to backpedal and then move forward. So my parents, obviously, like I said, were military. When we were stationed in Germany, we were there for a little over a year. And it wouldn't have been bad for me, but I literally had just, gone to high school, or junior high, excuse me. And so, everything was ridiculously difficult because the junior high and the high school were combined, and Boys in the Hood was coming out, and Juice, and all these movies. So everybody was on the top of their gang kind of mentality. And so you're in fights almost every other day. And then on the weekends, you basically my dad forced us to hop into a car because we were in Europe, and every weekend we spent 6-7 hours in the car driving here, there, everywhere. And I know it sounds like I'm spoiled, spoiled brat. Oh,
but as a kid,
Europe.
Yeah, but as a kid, you don't know any better. You don't know you're getting cultured.
And your neighbors, because it's a military thing too. So you got people in the military, your neighbors, but they just arrived or they just left. People were coming and going in that 1 year. You'd make friends with somebody, and then 2 weeks later they were leaving to their new deployment. So it's you if you didn't see them, you may not have ever seen them again. Or so it's really annoying to constantly make friends in that situation. So. To hop in a car and to just drive 2 weekends and then get your ass kicked on Monday morning at school again, it's just you got real old real quick. So,
and you don't know any better. You don't know, you got to see all these countries and these cities and all that. But
well, and I appreciated it once I was there.
Yeah, but when you're in the
probably
country,
look back
at it and appreciate it.
It's not like the United States where you're driving and you see cities here, cities there. It's like fucking farmland. It's Europe. So you're driving and all you see is grass and trees for 5-6 hours, and I had nothing to entertain myself while we're going to these different locations. Once we were there, it wasn't so bad, but so for me, getting back to your question about the iPads for kids in the cars, my kids right now are not old enough for it. I will tell you this: I did buy an iPad for my son, but it was for so he could feel independent. But he's obviously limited on time in which he can use it. And I bought a first gen, so there's no way he can accidentally look up anything or purchase anything, or because all the apps are so outdated, they don't support them anymore. So
you got him a paperweight. Gotcha.
I got him hey, it works. It's a big paperweight. It works. But when they get older, possibly. See how long this quarantine lasts. They just may be living here for the rest of their lives. I don't know. It's gonna be completely different.
I just I just get annoyed though when I see parents there was a solution to everything. Here's an iPad. Watch your favorite TV show. It shuts them up. I'm no, you have to raise your kids, raise your child.
Yeah. Well, I
admit some of it sometimes is useful, and you give them some time on it. I get it. I was never restricted on when video games came out. They came out right when I was pretty much when I was born was the year Nintendo came out, and I grew up on that shit. So I was never my family was never restricted on how much we could play.
When living in LA, I never would have done it, but because 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, you go left or right, you're at your restaurant, you're at your whatever. But here where I'm at now, it takes a good 45-minute commute. Same as LA. The difference is you're moving. And so it's when we get to a location and we're shopping all day, if we'd sit down to eat at a restaurant, the kid's tired. He's like 2 years old. I'll put my phone down and let him watch a show that he likes. You know what I mean?
But that
And
makes
some
it so
people
convenient too. It's
Oh, yeah.
awesome that you can do that. That the ability to do that is crazy. But no, I get that. But if you go to Disneyland, are you going to have your kid watching?
No, of course not.
You're
I
at
mean,
Disneyland.
if that's the case, no.
I remember. I wish this technology was around when I was younger too, because Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con, as everybody knows, is the biggest fucking comic book nerd anime convention all year round. But I've been going to it when it was like small and in infancy. It was before the convention center got remodeled. I was going there since I was 10 years old, and I went straight for 10 years straight going. Where I left, I stopped going when I hit 21, and that's when it got crazy big.
Right.
And when I was 10, it was 95 when it was the first year I went, 1995. And I know there was a lot of big name people would go, and they would do autographs. So like Matt Groening would be there, the creator of Simpsons, and my dad would we'll go get a ticket at the booth, and we'll go sit in line for 5 hours.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that would get me up in the morning, 8 in the morning. Hey, we got to get in line for Matt Groening. We'd get there like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd sit there till about 2, 3 in the afternoon to get his autograph. We'd be the first few to get his autograph, of course, because that line would be huge. And instead of, I don't know what I did that entire. I was only 10 years old. I don't know what entertained me. My dad was the only person there. And then my brothers were like, fuck this. We ain't sitting here. My brothers were 12 and 14. So they're like, we're going to go roam around. So I'm like, how did I wanted the autograph for whatever fucking reason I wanted it. I wanted to meet the creator, and I did the same thing with Stan Lee, and I did that with a few others. And it's just like, you meet these people and you wait in line. And my dad's a social butterfly at that point. He likes making friends in line with people, and he talks it up. But I don't talk to any of those people because they annoy me, and I don't know how I survived. I don't know how I did it.
I don't know how you did either, to be honest with you.
I have no idea. Now when we wait in lines at like Disneyland, I'm like, I think I have PTSD from it. I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot sit in line for this shit.
Yeah. Well, it's different too when you work entertainment and you're used to waiting, hurry up and wait kind of situations.
Yeah, I'm getting used to, because I can sit through a 3-hour show without blinking an eye now. But I don't.
I know, right? I know, it's crazy. Work a 17-hour day and not think anything of it. So I have a question for you then, because we haven't really talked much about the
7 inches,
how it's changed. Yeah, with your porn friends. No, we've talked about where it's been and where we are.
Right.
Where's it going? I have a question. A thought. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm not sure how it will come to pass, but here's my thought. This is what I think. I think eventually they're going to make entertainment free.
What's the catch?
That's it. I don't know what the catch will be, but it's not going to be free in money. It's going to be free in money, but it's not going to be free in like soul.
Well, think about it. Because
I think it's going to be like they're going to want all your. Look at what Facebook just did.
I was just going to say Facebook. Damn it! I was just going to say, because Facebook's free. So if you guys what is Facebook selling? Facebook is selling you.
Yeah. So those of you that don't know, go to your
You're
settings
the product.
Right now.
You're the product.
Go to the settings right now, because Facebook just in their last update, they basically said we have the right to look at everything that you're searching for while you're not on Facebook. We can go through all of your searches and market towards you and cater towards you and take whatever we want. Blah blah blah. I feel like they're just gonna invade your privacy to no end. Like, yeah, you got free television, but while you're taking a shit, you're being broadcast to Russia because Facebook sold the rights, and now Russians can watch you take craps. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like you get free TV, but that's the downside. Russia gets to watch you poop. I don't know. Like, it's like I have no idea.
I hope they
feel
get
like
to.
That's what's going to be.
There's American Dad. There's American Dad episode making fun of that. How the CIA, they don't really have video on you anywhere, but when you go into the bathroom, this is when they get you. So they have a whole fucking array of videos of people taking their shits on their phone, going,
"Oh yeah."
And they use them as blackmail. Like, we got you on video.
I just bought a ridiculous amount of Rokus for my house because I was sick and tired of not having Disney Plus. I was only on my Xbox One. You know what I mean?
We went
Like,
so long in this
'cause
podcast. I mentioned
all
that
these,
name, and
I
you
have all
mentioned
these
it.
enemies of Disney. You know, I have Sony
My
products and
God, we
Samsung
went this
products.
whole pod without mentioning Disney, and you fucking
I
just
know, I
ruined it.
did. I fucked it over. But here's the thing. Like, so I bought some Roku's, right? But like, I was surfing the free apps just for shits and giggles,
Roku.
and one of them is like check webcams all over the world. So I mean, like, if there's like
That's a real
not
app.
webcams, but like, you know, like security
Security cameras.
Yeah. So if you want to see what's going on and security cameras all over the world, like there you have
What
it. I'm
what
like,
makes
that's
it think that
creepy.
your cameras in your house aren't security cameras on that
Oh, I'm
network?
sure they are. You
Great.
know, like people's baby monitors getting hacked. I don't. First of all, I'm not stupid enough to have security cameras in my house. If someone wants to rob me, fine, fuck it. I'm not gonna, you know, whatever. Like at that point, it doesn't matter. But like
At that point,
I'm never gonna have my house controlled by the internet. Like people with their garage doors and shit. Good luck with that, man. But anyways, I think it's funny because, yeah, I. Who knows? But I think it's free. So
I don't know where.
What do you think? What do you think it's going to be like in the future?
I don't know where it's going to go. I know it's going to be easily more accessible. Like a lot of jokes are about it's going to be beamed right into your head. Like Futurama even made jokes about that. Like you get advertisements in your dreams.
Well, especially this quarantine shit now.
Yeah, and like so like in Google Glass, with the glass holes that came out, people had fucking entertainment right there in their eye. Yeah, sort of. People
did it fall apart?
It fell apart because you don't know when you can't have cameras on it because you don't know when they're using them, and you can be recording, you know, movies when you go to the theater, and you can be taking pictures of things when they shouldn't be. So I think I think got out booted in a lot of places. But so things like that, or even like Apple's going to come out with the bionic eye. Probably you're going to have an eye that can just have all the entertainment right in your eye. Like you're not going to need TVs anymore. Everyone's like, hey, so the screen's going to look as big as your fucking, you know, as much as your eye can see. So it's going to be right there. So I don't know. It's the future is wide, and every time you think like we've discovered everything or we've invented everything, they've improved upon everything. Like a majority of things we have today have been improved upon of inventions of decades ago. Like there's nothing really new. Like look at the telephone. The telephone that was a rotary dial that can just call your neighbor. It used to be just little cans on a string that used to talk to your, you know, next tree fort next door. Are now iPads and iPhones. So we're just improving upon.
So like, what about instead of surround sound? You think they're going to do like 3D imaging where like
the 3D is going to get more real. They're not at some
like
point
projected, like actual like
at some point
projection.
Yeah, it's at some point because Nintendo already touched on that. You can do 3D just in your screen, so where you can look around. It looks like your movie, your TV screen, or your phone, or your iPad is a window, so it looks 3D. But now they're coming out with sooner or later it's gonna be popped out of the screen without using eyewear. They'll have it, and I'm sure they'll be able to like they already have that 4D experience. You go to the theaters where your seat moves a little bit, and then it sprays a little water on you, like oh water. But I think they tried smell-o-vision at some point too.
But you know, something too like equivalent is turning the heat up or down. You know,
but
like
the question if
it's a villain scene, you know, the theater suddenly gets cold. But then if there's a fire in the film, then all of a sudden it's hot.
The question is, how do you make people more immersed in the environment in a movie? They're already trying to do more immersion kind of stuff at like amusement parks. The next step is trying to incorporate that into your movie experience on a day-to-day basis, where you can still fast change a movie in and out. But with this quarantine, I don't know if movie theaters are going to survive. So you may be getting that stuff just for your house, like hook up air tubes and shit like that in your house.
Well, I was joking with one of my former college professors the other day, and I was talking to him because he's a teacher at New Mexico College now, and I thought it was funny because I'm like, movies are, you know, it's art imitates life and life imitates art, and it's like if our lives are always going to be 6 feet away from here on out, and you know, plexiglass everywhere we go, like I mean, to make a film, you're gonna have to live like a firefighter. The whole crew's gonna have to be tested, cleared, and then they're gonna be like real world living, like MTV Real World Living for like the whole production,
3-4 months,
and then once that's done, you know, you go home. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter because whatever movie they make, unless it's a period piece from here on out, it's going to be complete bullshit, because every movie from here on out, if it's a modern movie, is going to be people walking around in hazmat suits or 6 feet apart, like loves, you know, I can see the titles now, Love 6 Feet Away, and like all this other stupid shit, you know,
Love Within a Bubble.
Yeah.
But
don't blow me that kiss, you know, like I
that
don't know, like
the future of all that is yet to be seen, as we know. But the future of experiencing and enjoying your TV shows and how you watch them could actually be down to the molecular level in your brain, where they don't do anything to the theater. I just thought of this, like they don't do anything to the movies or anything like that as you watch the film, but as you're there, they do something safely that implants into your head like a ray or something.
That's creepy.
And then you
subliminal messaging to the
but
extreme.
no, to extreme, where when you watch the movie, not only are you experiencing it in your mind, because the mind's a powerful thing. You're not only experiencing it, but like when the character feels pain, you feel that pain slightly. You start feeling everything.
Oh, that's creepy.
So you get fully immersed in it. So then you feel, you got shivers from it.
Yeah, that's creepy, man.
But then you, like, as you smell the environment, all your senses are involved. So you get fully immersed. And the thing is, like, if they trigger it right in your brain, how your brain's such a powerful muscle, you wouldn't need all these. It would be such a crazy thing. I'm just
picturing us like
you'd
laying
be able to experience
back to tanks now.
Yeah, you'd be able to experience it
with
at
a big
home.
helmet with air hoses, and like
more people would be crying because you already get so
like
involved
Matrix
in the movie.
Shit, where we're just locked in a cocoon. We don't even know it. That's creepy.
Well,
I don't want to,
because that's what it'd be. You'd be really involved in the movie. That would be like the new entertainment thing where you're so involved in it. Like no one can talk during the movie anymore because you feel like you're there. Like during The Quiet Place. Have you seen that movie, The Quiet Place?
Yeah.
It is the most. When I was in the theater and watching that movie, no one fucking made a sound. But like, if someone crinkled a piece of it, like to get their popcorn, you hear someone go, "You're dead," because that's how you died. So
that's funny.
So in this new immersed environment, you probably would never talk to your friend in that kind of environment because you're like, you really think you're there. Your mind plays so much tricks on you that you actually think you're there. So that could be the future of it. Who knows? I don't know. I just want Quiet Place 2 to come out. I kind of want to watch it. It was supposed to come out in theaters. Maybe they'll stream it soon. Who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's sad because we were talking about movies in the summer, like that were supposed to come out, and I'm already thinking about just buying them digitally for my kid to watch.
Just start thinking summer 2021. 2020 has been erased. We're done.
Yeah. So hopefully everything gets back to normal and we can safely watch our movies from a distance. It's going to be kind of hard to reach into that popcorn bucket, dating wise, 6 feet away, but you never know.
And find that penis
or maybe they'll allow family members to sit close, and I don't know, or groups to just sit close. And
it'll be the theater will be divided up in different acrylic boxes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you sit in.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So on that note, thank you for listening to Entertainment Banter. My name is Matt.
And my name is Joel. And I'm done.